Painting linking Nnamdi Kanu to propaganda theory force. Lawyer. A human rights lawyer, barrister Christopher Chidera, has described the article painting published by one of the leading online platforms against the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB as a malicious falsehood. The lawyer, while kicking against the article titled "How Nnamdi Kanu Surged to Please the Southeasterners with Hilarious Propaganda," written by one of the papers, said the publication is a textbook example of cowardly journalism, steps in ignorance, deceit, and a tiny viewed contempt for the truth. Chidera said the article is targeted at sowing divisions between Nnamdi Kanu and his people, to demystify him and to paint him as a purveyor of a baseless conspiracy theory. Chidera explained further that the motive behind the hacked job reveals a deeper British sponsors of panic, particularly Kanu's growing impact on the Igbo collective psyche and his ability to reawaken their mindsets to the reality of the Nigerian deception. He added that Kanu was in prison not for lie, but for speaking the truth to power. What the writer and their British handlers fail to understand is that Nnamdi Kanu doesn't need the propaganda to win the loyalty of his people. He has the truth, he has the consistency. He has suffered more in a pursuit of freedom than all these cowardly pen wielders combined. He was adopted, tortured, renditioned, and yet he remained unbroken, while his critics remains unknown, irrelevant, and afraid. Let us address the real question. If Kanu is so full of hilarious propaganda, why was the Nigerian government never charged him with the very thing they claim is false? The allegation that President Buhari died in 2017 and was replaced by an imposter. Why did Abubakar Malawi and the then AGF charged him for calling Buhari's name, yet omit the most sensational claim that Buhari was a Sudanese double? To the Eflefu Igbos who shelled this garbage, understand that you are dancing on the grave of your ancestors. Your silence and the collaboration are part of why Igbo lands remain militarized, our youths massacred, and our freedom denied. Kanu is not the enemy. Your coward is. To the media organization that published the article, you have now confirmed your place in the long history of media houses that choose comfort over courage, pay checkers over principles, and silence over truth. When history is written, you will not be remembered as journalists, but as jesters in the court of tyranny. Let us begin with the name Papel. For those familiar with Igbo's cultural logics and naming convention, this pseudonym is a dead giveaway. This is not an Igbo voice. This is not someone with blood tied to the land of the rising sun. It is either an outsider desperate trying to sound native, or worse, an Eflef, one of those tragic Igbo who abandoned their heritage for scrubbers at the table of their slave masters. Either ways, the piece fails from the first sentence. A fraud with a fake name cannot speak on Igbo reality. Africa's biggest cause is not colonialism. It is our refusal to think. We worship power, not truth. We obey, we comfort, we fear, but we don't question. We reject facts if they are uncomfortable and attack messengers who speak hard truth. Until Black Africans learn to reason critically, challenge the authorities and demand evidence over emotion, we will remain trapped not by foreign hands but by our own mental laziness. This sickness of the mind is why we are lied to, rooted, and led in a cycle.